But before I read the keynote message, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our partners, the Miriam College and other institutions for coming up with this kind of activity, the Environmental Summit, especially now that we are faced with a lot of environmental problems like garbage, like pollutions, and we just hope that during the summit we can at least gather all the experts, gather all the ideas so that we can come up with a plan on how to address these environmental problems. So if I may read now the keynote message of our Secretary. Greetings. The theme of the summit is a timely endeavor in view of the global issue on the climate change, which is felt by everyone, especially in our country, one of the most vulnerable countries. Through the sharing of information in the summit, successful programs and projects will be shared, particularly in food safety, environment and natural resources, protection and sustainable economic creation. Food safety is a thing we all need to achieve. The country's food security and safety are compromised by the lowered fertility of the soil. There are now many organizations promoting organic agriculture, linking this in the environmental protection. Healing the soil through composting will be a great contribution of the local communities and local government units, which in turn is a climate change mitigation. Greening the country using native trees is one strategy to protect the environment. These trees bring back the original ecosystem. They are more resistant to pests and diseases and adverse conditions. Reforestation using native species also enhances biodiversity. Biodiversity protection, ecotourism, renewable energy provide sustainable economy without compromising the environment. The summit will be a venue to share the various programs and projects, developments and achievements that protect the environment and sustain different ecosystems. As an overview, the summit will have sessions, as discussed a while ago by Ms. Ina Galang, sessions dealing with food supply, with emphasis on food safety. Filipinos now has the rising preference for organically raised food products. There are sessions on climate change and disaster risk reduction and management, sustainable economy, urban greening, and solid waste management, and on healthy environment and natural resource management. Environmental governance will be one of the sessions that will be moderated by the undersigned during the third day. The DNR believes that working together with the various sectors to showcase convergence, initiatives between and or among government, civil societies, business, academia, and other sectors will strengthen and energize networking and partnerships towards enhancement of food safety, environment and natural resource protection, and sustainable economic creation. Attaining the objectives of the summit is adapting to climate change and mitigating its effect. Like the 195 countries of COP21, we all need to act together to resolve environmental issues effectively. We thank the Green Convergence for Safety, Food, Healthy Environment, and Sustainable Economy for initiating this laudable undertaking. Mga kalingkasang araw sa inyo at mabuhay tayong lahat.
Thank you so much to Attorney Jonas Leones for reading the keynote speech of the Honorable Secretary Paje, and for that very enlightening address. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm very sure everyone's curiosity has been piqued as to what the first Philippine Environment Summit is all about. Now, to give us a visual overview of the event, sort of a teaser to what we can expect on February 9 to 11, ladies and gentlemen, please watch this video. calendars, February 9 to 11. Thank you so much. A round of applause, please. It is going to be held at the SMX Convention Center over at the Mall of Asia grounds. As Dr. Galang has already mentioned, they've gotten hold of a big convention area, so inviting everyone, please do spread the word. If it's not you, it may be somebody that you know who would like to drop by and check out exactly what the Philippine Environment Summit is all about. We're going to be celebrating everything that's already being done, everything that has been done, and everything else that we can continue on doing to make sure that we will have a better environment, and we're leaving our children with a better environment than the one that we are currently in. Okay, now I promised at the very start of our event that we are really going to delve into the programs and the projects and everything else that will be discussed during the first Philippine Environment Summit. Now, to give a better appreciation of what to expect and look forward to during the summit, and to learn more about their views and ideas, we are now going to proceed to a very short discussion on the first Philippine Environment Summit. So every single person I will be calling out, please do join me on stage, and please take your seats, starting with the President and CEO of the Energy Development Corporation, Mr. Richard Cantoco. We also have the VP for Renewable Energy of TransAsia, Mr. Danilo Panes. The Tourism Promotions Board representative, Ms. Joanne Cuenca, please do join us. Along with our co-conveners, once again, the Undersecretary of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Attorney Jonas Leones, Assistant Secretary, Ms. Corazon Davis, President of Green Convergence, Dr. Angelina Galang, and the Project Coordinator of the first Philippine Environment Summit, Ms. Maria Teresa Oliva. Please do join us here. We have our microphones right there, so anyone feel free to answer the questions, but I'll start it off. Later on, we're going to open the floor up if in case you have questions for our speakers and our guests. But first, for all of our guests, how did the idea of the first Philippine Environment Summit come about? Like, who came up with the idea that, you know what, we need to have this gathering to showcase to people? Yes, Dr. Galang.
The environmental movement in the Philippines, we can say, started around the 1970s. And since then, it's been growing, it's been becoming more and more vigorous. And there are many NGOs working on various environmental issues. And, but as you know, most environmental advocacy point to the problems because our environment is just degraded, no? So pollution, deforestation, the ill effects of mining, chemical agriculture, GMOs, etc. But it's been since 1970s. So in 2014, when the Green Convergence Board had its core planning, we said, you know, after all these years, we must have contributed something, or the NGOs must have effected something. And so we said, why don't we convene a summit which will focus on the positives, on what people have been doing to address the problems. So what are the solutions? And they should be the win-win solutions, that we protect the environment without sacrificing social needs. And so that's when it started. 2014, ang tagal na, but you know, a summit takes this long to prepare. And so we hope that we will fill up SMX. And so that's how it has happened.
2 years in the making, she's hoping to fill up SMX. That will all depend on if we are all able to spread the word and invite folks to join us there. Our theme for this year, the first one ever, is Greening Together, Growing Better. Can anyone expound as to why this is the theme and what is its significance? Greening together, growing better.
Yes, I think in order to really achieve the sustainable development that we want, all the different sectors will have to play a role. So if we all have a common vision and we think green, then the kind of development that we will have talagang it's going better. It will be a better Philippines for all. So that is what we want in this summit. We want to bring together different sectors, give all their ideas. Talagang, kasi the Philippines is parang we're becoming popular already globally, di ba? So I think we are very creative. We excel in international conferences. So I think it's about time that we sit down and think of our country, ourselves. So we want this summit to be the avenue to really put all these ideas together for the love of our country. So bringing together, growing better.
It's beautiful. Okay.